Good morning and welcome to the AM News. I'm Uyi Agbomo-Fregbe. We're live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the immediate retirement of all service chiefs and Inspector General of Police, advisors and Controller General of Customs from service, as well as their replacements with immediate effect. This was revealed in a statement signed by Aweli Basi, Director of Information in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. The newly appointed officers are Nuhu Ribadu, National Security Advisor, Major General C.G. Musa, Chief of Defense Staff, Major T.A. Lagbaja, Chief of Army Staff, Rear Admiral E.A. Ogala, Chief of Naval Staff, AVM H.B. Abubakar, Chief of Air Staff, DIG Kayode Egbetoku, Acting Inspector General of Police, and Major General EPA Wande Deye, Chief of Defense Intelligence. The statement cites the appointed service chiefs, the Inspector General of Police, and the Controller General of Customs to act in their positions pending their confirmation in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In a different engagement, President Bola Tinubu has assured prospective investors in Nigeria that his administration will provide a better business climate for them to thrive. The president made the commitment during an audience with the founder and global chairman of Bharti Airtel, Mr. Sonil Bharti Mittal, Africa Group Chief Executive, Mr. Segun Ogunsanya, and their team at the State House in Abuja. We'll bring you details of the story on the midday news. President Bola Tinubu has pledged to give priority attention to the health and safety of Nigerians, noting that for any country to develop, the health of its people, particularly the workforce, is critical. The president spoke when he received in audience the co-founder of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Mr. Bill Gates, and president of Aliko Dangote Foundation, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, at the presidential villa in Abuja. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu will on Thursday, June 22, join world leaders in Paris, France to review and sign a new global financial pact that places vulnerable countries on priority list for support and investment following devastating impact of climate change, energy crisis, and after effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. This was disclosed in a statement signed by Dele Alake, Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communication and Strategy. According to Alake, the president will participate in the two-day summit June 22nd and 23rd that looks at opportunities to restore fiscal space to countries that face difficult short-term financial challenges, especially the most indebted, mobilize innovative financing for countries vulnerable to climate change, foster developments in low-income countries, and encourage investment in green infrastructure for the energy transition in emerging and developing economies. The newly inaugurated administration of President Bola Tinubu has urged to immediately put in motion necessary machinery to address the nagging issues of disunity and insecurity which have continued to impede the development of Nigeria. It has also been advised to, without delay, restructure the country for speedy development. The advice was given in separate interviews with Olisa Agbakoba, former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Leonard Muna, bishop and founder of Bible Life Church, and Alfred Adewale Martins, the Catholic Archbishop of Lagos. They noted that Nigeria has been badly divided along ethnic and religious lines, which was worsened by the acrimonious 2023 general election. This is Global Television. You're watching the AM News coming to you live on Star Times channel 276 from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Do well to follow us across social media platforms. The handle is at Global TV NG. When we return, more stories coming your way just after this break. Be sure to stay with us. We appreciate you staying with us here on the AM News. Let's now turn to business, where the World Bank has approved a loan of $750 million to boost Nigeria's power sector. The loan, with project ID P174622, was approved on January 9, 2023, making the first World Bank loan approved under the new administration of President Bola Tinubu. Information obtained from the website of the bank showed the fresh loan as an additional financing for the power sector recovery performance-based operation, which was first approved on June 23, 2020. In a document published on May 19 titled Nigeria Power Sector Recovery Performance-Based Operation Project Additional Financing, it was disclosed that the parent project will end on June 30, 2023. The President and Chairman of Council Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, Ken Okpara, has said trade-based money laundering poses a significant threat to the integrity of the global financial system and has far-reaching implications for regulators and operators alike. He spoke at the CIBN breakfast session themed Countering Trade-Based Money Laundering Implications for Regulators and Operators. He noted that in light of recent developments in the global financial landscape, it was imperative to be vigilant and proactive in combating money laundering. In his address, the keynote speaker, Norman Wokoma, said trade-based money laundering involved the exploitation of the international trade system for the purpose of transferring value and obscuring the true origin of illicit wealth. No fewer than 466,812 workers who were disengaged from their jobs have withdrawn over 200 billion naira from their retirement savings accounts, amounting to a quarter of their total savings as of the end of first quarter of 2023. Figures from the National Pension Commission disclosed on withdrawal of 25% from RSA balances from its first quarter report for 2023. In the report, PENCOM said over 12 billion naira was withdrawn by more than 13,000 job losers in quarter 1 2023, in addition to over 188 billion naira withdrawn by more than 453,000 job losers from inception till the end of 2022. PENCOM said it continued to maintain the services of recovery agents or the recovery of unremitted pension contributions and penalties from defaulting employers. Let's take a look at stories from the foreign scene now. The U.S. and China have been urged to stabilize the tense relationship following U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's two-day visit to Beijing. Mr. Blinken met China's President Xi Jinping for talks on Monday, restarting high-level communications between the rival superpowers. Mr. Xi said he had made progress, while Mr. Blinken insisted that both sides were open to further talks. But the top U.S. diplomat made clear that there remained major differences. Relations between Beijing and Washington have plummeted in the wake of Trump-era trade war, Beijing's assertive claims over Taiwan, and the shooting down of an alleged Chinese spy balloon over the U.S. earlier this year. And now for a roundup of sports, we join Fidelis Yegomena.
Scottish football club Celtic have confirmed the reappointment of 50-year-old Brendan Rodgers as manager on a 3-year deal. The former Celtic coach was on a trophy spree during his first spell in Glasgow, breaking in 7 trophies, including back-to-back domestic trebles for Celtic, to switch into the English Premier League midway through the 2018-2019 season to join Leicester City, to the disappointment of Celtic fans. The returning coach has now sealed a deal in excess of his previous contract and making him the highest paid manager for a second time in the club's history. The former Liverpool boss replaces Ange Postecoglou, who has recently joined Tottenham Hotspur after a successful stint in Scotland, winning consecutive league titles and the domestic treble last season. The unified WBC, IBF and WBO super welterweight titleist Natasha Jonas bid to become a 2-weight world champion in a proposed fight with Canadian WBO Intercontinental Champion Candy Wyatt for the vacant IBF championship at the Manchester AO Arena on July 1st, 2023. Jonas, who last fourth in November, is the first British boxer to qualify for an Olympic game, moves down to the welterweight of 447 pounds in preparation for her first fight in 2023 at the back of a stellar outing in 2022, which saw her win 3 world titles when she beat Marie Eve to defend the WBC and WBO titles, while claiming Eve's IBF junior middleweight title in the process. Liberian President and Ballon d'Or winner George Oponwe has heaped praises on Super Eagles forward Victor Osimhen. The former AC Milan player, who was in company of Nigerian ambassadors to Liberia and Sierra Leone, Excellencies Godfrey Odudigbo and Henry Omako, the president of Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusau, the general secretary of the Nigerian Football Federation, Dr. Mohammed Sanusi, and some board members of the federation in the presidential box of the Samuel Kanyondo Stadium lauded the Napoli forward for not disappointing after putting up an outstanding and stellar performance, scoring in the 20th and 33rd minutes to steer Nigeria to a 2-0 lead before the leveler came in the 84th minute. The Nigerian striker is now the leading scorer in the qualifying series with 7 goals and has now garnered an impressive tally of 17 goals in 25 matches for Nigeria at senior level, surpassing Ojon Igalo and Ahmed Musa in the process. Nigeria will now play their last group game against Sao Tome and Principe come September 4, 2023 at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. Fidelix Inyagomena for Global Television News.
And as our news package on the AM News, live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Don't forget, we're on StarTimes channel 276, and you can follow us across social media platforms at Global TV NG. Thank you for watching. I am Agumofwebe. Have a great morning ahead of you.